Yeah.
Fraught with confusion. One man will break his silence.
Hello, I hope you all enjoyed that fun intro. I pre-opened a lot of these unboxings because there's a lot to go through. I have a big haul that I'm going to share with you guys. Yay! A lot of this is for the upcoming Tyler Kirkham and Jim Lee signing that is happening on Saturday. I'm going to be recording that video as well. There's also some extra comics in here that's not going to be used for that, but I've been just getting a lot of things to add to the collection and some key issues. First, let's see what this one is. I haven't opened these fully, so I don't know what is what. So this looks like the Justice League of America, Grant Morrison signed. You can see the signature right here, #1. I'm really excited about this one. This is not going to be signed because it's not relevant to Jim Lee or Tyler Kirkham. It was just something I saw when I was browsing through comics on eBay, and I love Grant Morrison and I love the original Justice League. This is like the Justice League that I grew up watching from late 90s, early 2000s. If you guys have ever seen the cartoon, it's awesome. I actually have them all on DVD and I watch it on HBO Max as well. The grading might be pretty good. I don't really see this bottom, from my point of view, it's the bottom right corner. There is some whiting down there, so that might ding it a little bit. But everything else so far looks really nice. Alright, so here's our first. Another Justice League #1. This is when I started getting back into comics. So it's serendipitous that I opened the Justice League from when I was a kid, and then now the New 52 Justice League. This is signed by Geoff Johns, and the artist is Jim Lee, and I'm going to have Jim Lee sign this, so I'll have both the writer and the artist for this Justice League New 52 issue 1. I read this in college. It was one of the first books that I got back to outside of Blackest Night, and I just absolutely loved it. It was one of the bright spots in the New 52, we'll say that. And yeah, looking at the condition, it does look a little roughed up on the top corners there, but also pretty decent shape, so I'm happy with it. Okay, the next box we got here, let's see what this one is. Alright, this is Infinite Crisis #1. I actually just read the Infinite Crisis series. I read all the lead-ups to it. There's a lot going up to this comic book. I think there's 3 different series, the Ranthanagar War, and then there's 2 others that I'll post pictures of. And it all really does help provide backstory leading into Infinite Crisis. I absolutely loved reading this story. This cover was made by Jim Lee, written by Geoff Johns, so Geoff Johns' signature is right there. I'm going to get the Jim Lee signature as well for this one. And if you haven't read the Infinite Crisis series, I highly recommend it. It has a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts, so you have to read, I think it was like 16 issues just leading up to Infinite Crisis. But it was a joy going through that and seeing all the pieces come together. Geoff Johns did a phenomenal job. Oh, sweet. So this is Uncanny X-Men 266, the Debated First Appearance of Gambit. It's the first full story of him. He was mentioned, what's this white stuff right here? I think that's just the plastic. He was in another X-Men book where he showed up several times in the panels and talk, so there's debate online whether that's the first appearance or not. But I really liked this cover art, so I just went with this one. I felt like the art is a lot nicer for the cover, and I can't wait to have Jim Lee sign it. I haven't read this, so I don't really know what went on, but I'm really excited to have this in my collection. Gambit, along with Deadpool, are some of my favorite characters in comics. If I had to pick one, it'd be really hard. It'd be like picking your favorite dog or your favorite child. Everyone probably has one, but you don't want to think about it. You just try to enjoy all of it. And as far as the grading goes, it's rough. Down here at the bottom, it's also, I think the top part's pretty decent actually, so maybe it's just the bottom. Yeah, I'm sending these to CGC after the signing, so we'll see what we get. All right, so this one came with the certificate of authenticity from Frank Miller. Very excited. I actually just met Frank Miller at Comic-Con. I don't have a picture of him because they don't allow you to have pictures of Frank. He just doesn't want to do it. And if you pulled your camera out, even if you were walking by and pulled your camera out during the signing, you got yelled at by like the security staff. I also didn't want to be, I wanted to respect his wishes. I wanted to keep coming to Comic-Cons and signings and have fun meeting his fans. So if he doesn't want photos, no problem. I did take a picture of waiting in line for Frank Miller before he got there. That was at least something. But this is a Tyler Kirkham variant for 300. 300 and Sin City are the reasons why I really like Frank Miller. I did get Dark Knight Returns, issue number 1 and issue 4 signed by Frank Miller. I couldn't find 300 at San Diego Comic-Con or even Sin City issues. I was running around. I basically had an hour to turn in my ticket for the signature. So I did find the Batman Dark Knight Returns issues 1 through 4. I purchased those, not in good condition. So I am gonna turn those into CGC as well and see what grade I get. I'm hoping for at least 7.5. Maybe if it gets pressed, they said maybe an 8, but I was looking at it and it's probably like a 7, and if I'm unlucky, a 6.5. But I'm gonna have Tyler Kirkham sign this 300 variant that is signed by Frank Miller and has that certificate of authenticity. Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. Between this and then the 2 Dragon Ball Z comics that I have over there that I showed in a previous video, I'll have some really cool Tyler Kirkham signed comic books. Last one here, and because I got the 300 anniversary and because I was a little upset that I didn't have 300, which I love both movies, I went home and watched them after I met Frank Miller and told him how much I loved 300 and Sin City. While I was purchasing the Tyler Kirkham variant, I thought to myself, you know what, I should just get the original set of 300 in case I ever come across a Frank Miller signing again. I will now have it. Also, I did have the Sin City, the ones that are used in the movie. I do have the Sin City comic book issues already. I just didn't know Frank Miller was going to be at Comic-Con, so I didn't bring them with me. So now, having this set, which just looks awesome. Part of me wants to read it, but a part of me also wants to keep these nice. The seller said that they were red, so I might as well just go ahead and do it, but I don't know. These look like they're in pretty good condition. I want to keep them the way that they are. Maybe I can find some readers for these. Yeah, and that's it for this comic book haul. Really excited about the signatures, the conditions. We're gonna see what grade these receive at CGC, and I'll look for the next video.